everyone. Welcome back to RJK English. Today, I want to talk about how we talk about these opposites, hope versus worry, and restriction versus requirement. So let's start with restriction versus requirement. So with law or with relationships, with anything where we're interacting with others, there are always restrictions and requirements. How do we talk about these? The restriction is about do not do this. The requirement is about do this. Don't do this, do this. In every relationship, there is a do and a do not. So for instance, I'm married. What is a do not in my marriage? I should not fall in love with another woman. I'm restricted from that. I also have requirements. Do spend time with your wife. Do work to benefit the family. Do talk with each other. Do plan with each other. So there's do's and do nots. What about work? At work, do not be late. But we can say it in a requirement way too. Do be on time. Do not smoke in the building. That's just a restriction. Do work for 8 hours a day. So let's see how we talk about this. Let's talk about coronavirus restrictions with masks, okay? So we're going to the airport. What is a restriction in the airport? You cannot take your mask off. You cannot take your mask off. How would I talk about this in general? Due to restrictions, I cannot take my mask off. This means because of the restrictions at the airport, I cannot take my mask off. People are restricted from taking off their mask. Did you see how different that was? Due to restrictions, I cannot take my mask off. People are restricted from taking their masks off. Did you see how I bypassed cannot? Because it's already within our restricted from. That means cannot. How do I say this in a shorter way? People cannot take their masks off. Notice where off comes in. Due to restrictions, I cannot take off my mask. I cannot take off my mask. People are restricted from taking their mask off. You can do it either way. Taking off their mask or taking their mask off. Due to restrictions, I cannot leave the hotel for 2 weeks. I'm in quarantine. Due to the restrictions, I cannot leave the hotel for 2 weeks. People are restricted from, now I'm talking in general about the restriction, people are restricted from leaving the hotel for 2 weeks upon arrival. Or I can put this at the beginning. Upon arrival, people are restricted from leaving the hotel for 2 weeks. How would we do it for smoking? People are restricted from smoking. Due to restrictions, people cannot smoke here. They cannot smoke indoors. People cannot smoke indoors here due to the restrictions. All right? Now, how do we talk about requirements? If we'd say do, we'd usually say due to the law. We're talking about law in general, not a particular law. Due to the law, I have to, and we usually use have to or must in this situation. Due to the law, I have to wear a mask indoors. Due to the law, I must wear a mask indoors. That's a requirement. I have to do it. Due to the law, I must stay at least 6 feet from other people. People are required to wear masks indoors. What else do you need when you're traveling? Due to the law, you must have a visa in order to travel. In order to travel, you must have a visa. People are required to have a visa in order to travel. People are required to have a passport in order to travel. In order to travel, you have to have a passport. Now, let's get away from something so technical and let's talk about hope and worry. Okay, I had an Asian student. In the US, there have been some attacks on Asian people. So she was worried about this, right? But she used the word hope. At first she said, I hope that people will attack me. What did she really mean to say? I worry that people will attack me. What does this mean? She's afraid. This is a defense. Defensive, offensive. Defensive is like when you're playing soccer or playing basketball. When the other person has the ball, you are the defender. You are trying to keep them from making a basket. You are being defensive. When you have the basketball or you have the soccer ball, you are offensive. You are trying to make a goal. You're trying to create here. You're trying to prevent here. Prevent. Okay? So I hope that people will not attack me. I hope that people will be nice to me. If it's a bad thing, you hope that it will not happen. You worry that it will happen. If it's good, you hope that it will happen. You worry that it will not happen. You worry that it will not happen. So I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you next time. Hi everyone, welcome to RJK English. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will help me make more of these videos. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram, and see us on Facebook, and we can talk further.